NFL Week 2 has officially left more questions as well as injuries than we would like. This is Gridiron Nation, y'all, and we're talking Aggie football and the state of my fanhood and my bad luck. Let's find out and let's talk about it. Jump in, vibe with me, and let's take a ride, baby. Let's roll.
Gridiron Nation. Come on. It's time I get in the game, forget the money and fame. Stay ready, making sure that they'll remember my name. I got a hunger inside when the numbers are tied. I'ma turn it up a level, never will be denied. I got them back on their heels, about to have me a meal. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the field. Take out the competition, they'll remember the name. The wicked one I always bring it, got my head in the game. Now it's all.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, baby. What is up, familia? Welcome to another episode of Gridiron Nation Podcast, episode 119, to be exact, man. How y'all doing out there? I am your host, Gabriel Garcia, ready to ride with you, man. Now, here we are on Tuesday. Yeah, ready to rock, man. And just giving y'all a heads up, I'm going to be winging it. This is going to be one of those episodes, okay? Don't complain. Don't turn it off. All right, this is where I wing it, man. I've been busy, okay? I got this new job. I told y'all about this, okay? So I've been busy, man. I've been driving to El Paso, coming back, trying to learn as much of this stuff as I can. I got 2 weeks to nail this down before they throw me in here at my home store. So I'm trying. I am trying, y'all. I didn't even get to watch the whole game on Sunday. Talking about the Cowboys game. And that was probably a mercy killing, it killing my vibe that day. And in terms of being able to watch football, it was probably a merciful thing that the universe did. Because, just watching that whole first half, about halfway through the third quarter is when I had to stop. I was getting ready to head out. And by then, of course, I knew it was over. And it was very, very depressing. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm just kidding, man. Now, it was just one of those games, everything went wrong. We got outplayed. Kamara was killing us. I couldn't understand why Mike Zimmer had so few snaps out there for DeMarvion Overshown when he's exactly the kind of player that you wanted playing against that kind of scheme. I don't know. But it was only week 2. This is why I'm not in panic mode. Okay, I'm not like sitting here there's people out there. See, I told you so. I told you. You didn't tell me nothing because you ain't saying nothing. Ain't nothing happened yet. It's week 2. We're 1-1. Okay, Cowboys fans that are out there already hitting the panic button. I see you on my fan groups on my Cowboys Nation, Dallas Cowboys Nation on Facebook. Go on and follow me. 10,000 plus followers. Check me out. Okay, and I see some of y'all in the comments panicking already, saying, you see, this is why it's over, man. This is why I'm done with this team. Well, then be done with it and get off the damn chat. Because it's week 2, and I'm not panicking. I don't see 49ers fans panicking. And they're without Debo and CMC right now. Ouch. But they're not panicking because they know the squad they got still, right? And it's just, Cowboys Nation, calm down. I'm still not sold on this whole, see, this is why, like I saw somebody in my comments talking about this is somebody that comments a lot, okay, on my posts on Dallas Cowboys Nation. And he's a complete Dak hater. And of course, he tried to take this and flip it and say that it was all Dak's fault. Right. So Dak Prescott gave up all them points. Dak Prescott, what the hell? Why weren't Dak Prescott all that money you're making? Why weren't you in the damn backfield of the Saints tackling Alvin Kamara behind the line of scrimmage? Damn it, Dak. You got to do better on defense, dog. Apparently, that's what Cowboys Nation is saying. Y'all need to settle down, man. This whole, this is it, man. See, you see. No, we don't see. Because we saw a dominant defense in week 1, okay? And we saw an offense competently manage the game against an elite defense in week 1. Week 2, We didn't see that so much on either side. We saw okay offense, but the defense was just, I mean, not there. I don't know what was going on. The scheme, the players, like I posted a graphic, I shared it on X of the snaps of the linebackers, and it was strange to see Demario and Overshown get dropped so much. I think Hendricks is like the one that had the most. You know, it was just weird. It was just weird. So, but he did come out and say, Zim did come out and say that, look, that was on me. That defensive performance was on me. So, all right. But just settle down, Cowboys Nation, man. You guys just gotta calm down, man. This only week 2. We got the Ravens coming in, and they're gonna be tough because they're looking for their first win too. All right, they lost some close ones. Should have beat the Raiders. They are a better team than the Raiders. But like I have told y'all before, what do I say every single year? Weeks 1 through 4, you do not overreact to certain teams winning, certain teams losing. Unless you're going 0-4, that's different. Okay, but weeks 1 through 4, I'm sorry, but if this is the Ravens and Lamar Jackson in the second half of the season playing the Raiders, I still put money on the Ravens to win that game. I would. Easy. Yeah, no question. I'll take the bet. You know, I'm not a betting man. I'm just saying it's hypothetical. But I feel like this is just the usual thing. Every year, everybody's overreacting, and the media just makes it worse. You know, I'm listening to like the media and all this stuff, and they're like, oh my gosh, the Raiders. Oh, the Raiders. Here come the Raiders. And I'm like, calm down. They're 1-1. You know what I mean? And I don't think the Ravens are done yet. They're 0-2. They could turn around, win their next 2 games. I hope they don't, because one of those games against my boys. But you know what I'm saying? Dallas could turn around and finish 2-1 after this week. And y'all still gonna be hitting panic button? Probably, because they'll be saying, no, now it's the 0-3 Ravens. But you know, that everybody's got something. Everybody's gonna have to say something. All I'm saying is, let's get through these next couple of weeks, and then by week 4, 5, let's talk about it. And we'll look at, okay, where are the standings? You know, once we get through about a quarter way through the season, then we can start talking about who's good, who's bad. You know, teams are still breaking off for us. There's still schemes getting going. You know, I look at some of these new teams, like the Chargers. The Chargers, that's actually, I have the replay on right now. And Carolina was a perfect team for them to play right now because they're getting a new offensive scheme, new players into this scheme going. You know what I mean? It takes a little bit of time. Told the same thing to Cowboys fans with the defense. Settle down. Got to remember, it's a new scheme. Just because we locked it in 1 week, in week 1, doesn't mean it was going to happen in week 2. I expected a better performance. Don't get me wrong. But it is what it is. An L is an L, whether it's by 1 point or whether it's by 50 points. So take that as you will. All right. But it was a big weekend. Big weekend for NFL. Crazy weekend for NFL. Again, the passing touchdowns seem to be down through 2 weeks this year compared to usual, which the NFL does not like. But yeah, whatever. Whatever, man. It's just been a weird first 2 weeks of the NFL. And then, of course, we had NMSU Aggies. Yeah. Didn't go quite like I planned. Like I hoped. I shouldn't say planned. I'm not the one planning them for this team. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, I knew Fresno State was a tough opponent, okay, quality opponent, but I expected a better outing by the defense, which they did not get. And again, here we were with the quarterback situation. You know, I saw it like the morning before that it was Parker Awad that was going to be starting, and then they had a short leash on him. Like after a couple drives, they brought in, after they were already down 2 scores, they bring in Deuce Hogan. First of all, this tells me that neither one of these guys got the starter snaps for the week. That needs to happen. I'm sorry. You're not going to take guys who are new to a scheme in an offense, Tony Sanchez, and just throw them out there against a quality opponent like that and expect them to light up the scoreboard, dog. Come on now. You're a coach at this level, man. You know a lot more about this than me. And even I know that. Okay? I mean, come on. Let's just be real. You don't know what you're doing at the quarterback position. You can admit it. But pick one guy. Stick to that one guy. Okay? If it's going to be Parker Watt, fine. But be ready for the backlash that's coming when there was no pass game with that dude. That's all I'm saying. Be ready for the lack of any kind of passing offense but ride with it for the entire year, man. If you're going to own up to it, if you're going to stick to this, like he owned up to the loss, all right, you know what? I'm not going to get into that yet. I'm not ready to talk about the Aggies yet. I'm barely building it up right now. Settle down. Settle down. Take a drink, Kate. Take a drink. Salud, my friends. Now, what else we got going on? We got, of course, it is fantasy football season, and I really feel like I don't know. Like I did good this week, okay? I did good this week. In the 6 leagues I'm in, I went 5-1. I could dig it. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. But I'm looking at the injuries, man. The injuries right now are just killing it in fantasy football. I mean, let's look at it. Christian McCaffrey's on the IR. And now all of a sudden, Debo goes down. He's going to be out a few games. A.J. Brown is going to be out a few weeks as well. They missed him last night. Damn, Eagles. I don't care. I saw somebody in the Eagles today, some Eagles fan, talking about, well, at least we barely lost at the end. I don't care. It's like I just said a minute ago. An L is an L, homie. It don't matter if it's by 1 point or 50. It all counts the same in the win-loss column, and y'all lost. And, Saquon, you choked, bro, but it wasn't your fault because they shouldn't have been calling a pass play in that position, and your defense fell apart at the end because that secondary is still trash. But I'm not going to get into that right now because it's fantasy football I'm talking about, man, and it's a lot of people are really panicking right now. I am not. Now it is time to start looking at maybe some possible trades. I see some people putting, that they're looking to trade some people, and I'm like, well, maybe. What do you want? I'm looking at their roster. What do I got? I don't got nothing I want to give up to supplement your roster, so I'm not gonna make an offer. But don't be sending me these trash ass offers, or somebody wanting to. Oh goodness, somebody wanting Mike Evans, for like Alec Pierce. Come on now, stop it. I've been playing this game too long to fall for that shit. Okay, so I'm just saying, but man, the injuries are just going crazy. We saw the injury to Tua Tagovailoa. Man, that was bad, wasn't it? I was watching that game, y'all, and do you guys remember a couple years ago, when he got that real bad one of like two in a couple weeks? First one, it's that concussion. When his fingers, like everybody was kind of making jokes, but it wasn't funny. But it was still, they were like it was like he's throwing gang signs because the fingers were doing this weird stuff, right? And they lock up. And as soon as I saw what he was doing, they're in the red zone. He's trying to get a first down. They're losing, by a couple scores. He's trying to get his team back in the game. He's trying to make a play. But dog, slide, man. I guess he was probably about 3 yards over the line, the over the line he needed across for the first down. And he just kind of dove head first, kind of going down. And then the way DeMar Hamlin hit him, I just saw the head. And I said, oh, snap. And I was watching it in real time as it was going on. And as soon as that happened, I could see one hand and a fist. And then I can see the fingers doing this. And I was like, oh, hell no. Not again. Not again, dog. And it was funny because the media tried not to show that after that. Every single replay, it was either from an angle where you're not seeing the hands, or they were cutting the replay off right before you could see his hands doing that. But at that point, I already knew this man has a concussion again. And it's sad to watch. He's a great football player. People are speculating. And yeah, I've talked to people on the side, yeah, he needs to retire, but in the end, that's not for any of us to decide, man. You know what I mean? That's for him and his family to sit down and talk. And they're putting him on the IR, of course. It's going to give him a little time, to get right mentally and sit down with his family and decide, what are we going to do? I'm glad he got his deal. He got some guaranteed money. So it's time for him to figure out, man, what is best for him and his family. If he comes back to the game, more power to him. I'm going to be scared for the guy. This is with a lot of people. And if he doesn't, then much respect. Much respect for making that decision, which is going to be a very difficult decision for him and his family to make, him in particular. But man, nothing but prayers and stuff for him, man. Hoping that he makes the right decision for himself and his family. Now, we look all across fantasy football. All right. And I've got people like jumping ship on certain players. I was telling JP last week, as soon as Nakua hit the IR in one of my leagues that is actually a money league, I saw somebody drop him. And I was like, oh, what are you doing? No, this man's only on IR. This is the beginning of the season, dog. So what did I do? I put in the waiver. I was looking. I was like number 4 in the waiver order. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get him. I'm not going to get him. 2 days later, waivers clear. I got him. Popped him right on my IR, and I was able to pick up the dude that I dropped for him on my bench in the first place. So it all worked out for you, boy. As far as the other leagues I'm in, I'm doing all right, man. There's one league that I am 0-2, and that one sucks because they've been close losses. I lost by 1 point this week, and I lost by 2.5 points last week. I can't handle this. Fantasy football gods, if you're going to play with me, then give me an ass whooping every week. Because this little close shit is pissing me off. I can't handle it, man. I can't. How y'all doing in fantasy football, man? If you are in a league with me and you're trying to, maybe you're 0-2, you're like, all right, I need to make a trade somewhere. Look at my roster. Make me an offer, but don't come with no bullshit, all right? Make me a legit offer. All right, it's got to help you as well as it's going to help me. That's all I'm saying. All right, so look at my roster. Maybe I'll help you out. All right, what is going on to all my people out there, by the way? Wanted to send a quick shout out to my boy Angel, man. How you doing out there, bro? Hope you're out there living good, man. I was texting with him the other night. I know he's been busy, boy. You working, man. But much respect to you. Shout out to my boy Jersey the King, man, doing this thing out in Vegas. My boy JP. You already know JP. I ain't working there no more, man, but we're still going to be talking, doing all that stuff. And to my brothers, man, love you guys. Hope you guys out there doing good. And to everybody else who follows my show, Gilbert Perez, everybody, wherever you at, shoot me an email, and I got you, okay? I got you because I got one this week. I got one. So we're going to get to that here right now. Yeah. And this one was sent to me by listener Philip Robles. Thank you, Philip, for listening or watching, whichever it is you do, man. Just know that I appreciate you very much, man. And thank you for sending in the question. And it's a fantasy football question. And it's a good one. Because he asks, is it time to panic on Michael Pittman, wide receiver, the Indianapolis Colts, Michael Pittman Jr.? I never say it's time to panic after 2 bad games, the first 2 bad games. But if you start to go 3 weeks, then maybe. I mean, I would say right now, maybe put him out there as trade bait. You can get something for him right now because the name's still there. But the thing is, Anthony Richardson, this is really, he only played a handful of games last year, right? Before he got hurt. So this is essentially his rookie season. Okay. They're better getting the pass scheme going. Okay. He was there for camp, but Michael Pittman, if nobody else is going to be getting the targets, it's going to be him. Okay. Right now they're getting a lot of Jonathan Taylor, a lot of run game between the quarterback and him. But Michael Pittman's going to still be that guy. I'm not ready to panic on him yet, but I will say just kind of flag him a little bit right now. Just keep an eye out. If you want to put him out there for some trades right now, maybe that's a good idea. But as for me, if somebody's going to offer me Michael Pittman, I'm probably taking it if it's a reasonable trade. All right, so Philip, you're not in the league with me, I don't think. Maybe you are. I don't know. I'm in 6 damn leagues this year. But if you are, man, hell, make me a trade offer. But if you're willing to sit another week, see how he does this coming week, because let's pull it up right here. I want to see who the Colts are playing this week. Where are we? Oh, they're playing the Bears. Ouch. Okay. That Bears defense, man, they've been money so far this season. Even the Texans. I told you, Jersey. I told you. Now, the Bears didn't win, but what I tell you, Jersey, I said, with this defense, do not be surprised if this is a close game. And they gave the Texans all they can handle. I just had to gloat a little bit, right? But back to the question, Philip. I'll tell you what, if he has a game against the Bears defense, I'm keeping him. Maybe even I may still have him after. I mean, I don't know who you have on your bench. You need to look at your bench. Find out who you got there. I wish this was like a live show right now and you were here, or call in something. Maybe I got to do something like that. You can tell me who is on your roster. But they got a tough stretch right here. They got the Bears defense, and then they got the Steelers defense coming up. So it is not going to be easy for them. But I'm not ready to panic on Michael Pittman yet. Just like, looking for me. For example, I'm going to give you a comparison for my situation. One of my leagues, I do have Zamir White. I have him in 2 leagues, but one of them, I've got some loaded running backs, so I got him on my bench. I'm not ready to give up on Zamir White yet. I know he's only had like 4 points in the first week, 6 points in the second week, but he is playing the Carolina Panthers this week. So I'm not ready to give up on him until one more week. If he can give me a good week and do it against Carolina, then I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep you, dog. I'll keep you. So I say keep him in another week if you can. See how he does. If you think that another bad week, you're not going to be able to get much for him, then try to deal him now. Try to deal him now. I'll take him. But if you're like, you know what, if you're on the fence about it, I say keep him. And if you've got somebody on your bench that's been getting you points, okay, maybe somebody that's been doing okay for another squad wide receiver, or if you have Pittman on your flex, you can plug in another running back and see what you can get from there, and then put him on your bench and see what he does. If you don't have a choice, man, then start him, because you know what's going to happen? It's the typical fantasy football thing. You know, my dude ain't producing right now, so I'm going to put his ass on the bench. And the minute you put that dude on the bench, what does he do? He goes off for 25 damn points. That's just how it is. That is the laws, the laws of what make fantasy football what it is. You know what I mean? It's the disappointment and the damn, I should have started him, and then I shouldn't have started this guy, and then you swap them, and then and then it's just a mess because it happens again. So I hope that helped you out, Philip. Appreciate you, man, for sending in that message. And hey, if y'all got any questions for me, just come on, hit me up, man. Hit me up on the mailbox. All right, at Gridiron Nation Podcast at gmail.com. And I will answer them to the best of my abilities and tell y'all what I think, because I may not be an expert who gets paid to do this, but I still know the game, especially fantasy football. I'm pretty good at it. Okay, I'm not saying I'm the greatest, but I'm pretty good at it. That's all I'm saying. All right, so I'll help you out as much as I can, give you my opinions, man. But yeah, so that now I was talking about fantasy football, and we got the injuries, right? So let's move on, though, because I talked about the Aggies, okay? And this one, y'all, was just, it was hard to watch, man, but I watched it. I watched it. Along with every one of you that did. I give you credit for still watching this game. Now, this was, man, what we just had go down this past weekend. There was a lot going down. We had the UFC. We had Noche UFC. You know, UFC trying to do something right across the street from Canelo fight, which was also going down, which is what I chose to watch because Canelo's my boy. I didn't have a favorite on that Noche UFC. If Brandon Moreno had been there, I'd probably been watching that. But I like what they did with the sphere, and I watched all that, they did with the Aztec stuff. That was cool. But other than that, man, I watched the Canelo fight. Loved it. My dude got another win against Berlanga. Was talking mad shit before this fight. So he got humbled. And you saw it afterwards. He's like, yeah, man, you could see it. He was humbled. Canelo dropped him with a nasty left hook. I think it was in the third, and just controlled the fight the whole way. So shout out to Canelo Alvarez. Showing love. And, of course, like I said, they had the UFC. O'Malley lost. And it was everything was based around Mexican independence. So I had to, show my love. Got picked up this shirt recently. Yeah. My boy Namor, from Wakanda Forever. But yeah, had to support that today. But it was a good weekend for sports, man. And so that night, what I was doing is I just watched my D-backs lose again. I watched my D-backs lose. They have now lost 4 of their last 5 games, y'all. They're right in the middle of trying to lock in a wild card spot. What are y'all doing? It's lost last night in the bottom of the ninth to those damn lowly ass Rockies. Okay, so that happened that day. Luckily, Canelo won. Okay. But I watched the Aggies. I was flipping between the Canelo fight and the Aggies game. Excuse me. And the Aggies just got handled, man. I sat there and watched that entire thing. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard. And I started to ask myself, man, and then after the Cowboys game, that debacle, that travesty of a football team that we put on the field on Sunday, it was pathetic on defense. So I started to ask myself, it's one of those weekends where I ask myself, is it me? Is it me? Am I bad luck for my sports teams? Because this happens every once in a while where I got a lot going on in the weekend with sports. You know what I mean? And the majority of my favorites lose, and they lose bad. Bad. I'm not just saying lose. They lose bad. If you're from New Mexico, they lose all bad, eh? You know what I mean? So I start asking myself, am I bad luck? D-backs starting to fall apart down the stretch here. We're still there, though. All right, but losing there was 3 or 4 this weekend. Oh, that's what started. And then it was the Aggies. The blowout that they took, complete freaking just lack of anything. They lost in all phases. And now there was a second. And then Sunday came around. And I said, that's all right, because my boys got my back. My boys will show up today. We're going to ball out. For the third time, it was that one. That was like the nail in my coffin right there for the weekend of sports. Canelo kind of held me up just to get me through Sunday after what happened to the D-backs and the Aggies. And then the Cowboys just kind of were like, nah, dog, we can't help you. We can't help you. Sorry. We can't even help our damn selves. So I started asking myself, is it me? Am I the bad luck charm? I look at all this and I said, no, I can't be. D-backs are still right there. They're still right there in control of their destiny for a wild card spot. All you got to do is get in. The Aggies, they're 1-2. But either way, it was a quality opponent. Okay. Did I expect them to win? No. I'm being real. But I expected a better performance, at least defensively. Yes, I did. But either way, like I said earlier, now is a now. No matter by how much, it still counts the same as one loss. So we're still okay. 1-2. And then the D-backs came back and they won, what was it, Sunday night. Okay, cool. And I was like, all right, well, at least there's that. The Cowboys, we're 1-1. It's okay. It's okay. We're 1-1. It's early in the season. We're not 0-2. The D-backs are not a complete shit show that are out of the playoff race. They're the opposite of that. Okay. And the Aggies are just, well, they're the Aggies right now. I mean, it's a whole new offense coming in. It's not like I expected them to dominate. So I have to say, no, I am not bad luck to my teams. Okay. It's just, it was a bad weekend for me as a sports fan. It was one of those bad weekends. You've all had them. I'm not the only one. You've all had them. Or maybe like 2 or 3 of your teams or something, like you got a couple things going on with some of your favorites in different sports in one weekend, and it all just goes to shit. Every day, everybody's trash. I'm not the only one. So no, I'm not bad luck. If y'all saying I'm bad luck, then you're bad luck too. And we all could be on here in Gridiron Nation, just bad luck to our squads together. Okay? It's not just me, man. Come on now. Come on. So, yeah. Moving on, man. It is time to talk about what went down with those NMSU Aggies. Let me vent a little bit. This one won't take long. 48-0, man. 48 to absolutely zero, zilch, nada, ni madre, nada, zero. I said nada, right? I'm going to say it again, nada, zero. It was a complete ass whooping, dismantling of my beloved Aggies, man. It was hard to watch, but I did it because I'm a fan. I watched them. But man, 48-0. Fresno they looked on a whole other level than the Aggies, which they are. I mean, this was a rematch of the New Mexico Bowl, but not really, because they were beat down in that game too. And that was with Diego Pavia. Okay. Now we're having issues. I mean, look, first quarter, 14 points. Second quarter, 17 points. Third quarter, 17 points. Fourth quarter, they were just running out the clock. They didn't score nothing. They didn't have to. Didn't have to. But the problem here offensively for me was I wanted to at least see something in the pass game. Parker Watt, 48 yards passing, 6 to 15. But let's be real. How much of that was after the catch? You know what I'm saying? Deuce Hogan, 4 of 13, 8 yards. That was it. But I saw some drops 3 times. 3 of them drops, passes downfield on third down that would have been first downs. Ended the drive because of the drop. So I'm not. They even brought in Santino Mariucci, 1-on-1 for 5 yards. What I want to see this week, this is going to tell me a lot about not just the team, but the coaching. Now, let me stop right there for a second. Tony Sanchez I got to give him props for this, at least. He came out this week and said in an article that, it was about the game, and he was very upset, obviously. But what I liked that he did was they put all the blame, defensively, everything of this, the way this went down for this team, on the coaches, on him and his staff. Because those of you who watch this game, I mean, the score pretty much tells it, but if you watched it, you saw it. This was a team that was not prepared for a team like Fresno. They were not. Fresno is a team that is headed to the Pac-12, jumping from the Mountain West. They're going to get a test here pretty soon in a couple weeks against UNLV, but it's going to really tell a lot about that team. But they were not prepared for this on no facet of any special teams, offense, defense, none of it. Coaching, none of it. They were not ready. But he did. He came out and said, this is on us, because we have to do a better job of making sure that our guys are prepared to go out there and play. And they were not. So I'll give him credit for that. That's it. I mean, I'm not hating on the guy. I'm just telling it like it is, because I always tell you guys, this is the podcast. It's made by the hardcore football fan for the average hardcore football fan. I am a football fan, so I'm going to call it like I see it as a football fan. I'm going to complain when things are going wrong. But I'm also talk about the good when they're going good. And there was nothing good in this game to talk about. Nothing at all, except for Seth McGowan, 11 carries, 47 yards. My dude averaged over 4 yards a carry. But when you fall behind as early as you did, as quick as you did, you cannot use him to keep you in this game. Got to get that passing game up. You have to. And these receivers, man, they were dropping the balls at times like they weren't used to being hit in the hands. Saw one, Deuce Hogan in there. See, got right through his hands. Another one, going down low for the first down. Boom, right through his hands. I'm like, man, what's going on? Y'all ain't used to this? So get it together, Aggies. Come on, baby. Come on. What didn't go wrong? I got no answers for that, because everything went wrong for this team on Saturday night against the Fresno State Bulldogs. But the beauty of this all is that we are now looking ahead, to Sam Houston who is currently 2-1. 2-1. They're currently 2-1. And they are on the road. The Aggies are. So I really want to see what kind of adjustments they make. I want to see if the defense can show me what I saw the first two games, even in that loss to Liberty. If they, with that kind of ferocity they were playing with, at the line of scrimmage, I want to see if we can get that from them, because after that showing against Fresno, I can only imagine that this Aggies defense is chomping at the bit to get back on the field. You know what I mean? And try to just prove themselves a little bit, to say, look, that was not us last week. Let us show you what we're about, like we did in weeks 1 and 2. I think they can. I think this is a better team than what we saw against Fresno. I'm not saying they are a better team than Fresno. Obviously, they are not. But I don't think they're a 48-0 team against Fresno. Obviously, that was the score, but I hope y'all understand exactly what I mean by that. I think this team is better, especially on the defensive side of the ball, than what we saw. I'm hoping we get to see that against Sam Houston this coming week, man. Sam Houston is a huge, huge favorite on this one. Yeah, their quarterback Watson, he's 40 of 63 for 476 yards right now through 3 games, 5 touchdowns, but he does have 3 interceptions. Rushing, though, we do got the better rusher with McGowan. Their leading rusher is Ducker with 23 carries for 171 yards. And, I mean, you never know. Obviously, Fresno was able to kind of do whatever they wanted, but we'll see. We'll see. But the guy we got to worry about, I told y'all last week about the receiver we had to worry about. And that dude struck us in one pass. They hit him down the field, 60-plus yard touchdown. This week, y'all better be on it. Y'all better be on it. You got Quavis Humphreys coming in, and he is the leading receiver for Sam Houston. 10 catches on the season, 234 yards and 3 touchdowns. He'll be looking to have a big game. I am going to be looking for my Aggies defense to have a good game and respond, baby. Respond like y'all know how to do. All right, when you're a good defense, you respond. We're going to find out just how good this defense really is and how mentally tough they are going into this week, man. But I'm really interested to see what's going to go down at quarterback. I hope it's Deuce Hogan getting it, but I have a feeling they still don't even know. All I'm saying is pick one guy and stick with it at this point. Okay? Because it's obvious that Parker Watt is not the answer. You were willing to go in full confidence, all in on this dude for the first 2 games. But I have not seen that with Deuce Hogan. You're giving Deuce Hogan a few freaking drives and snaps, and then you yank him back out again. How are guys supposed to feel confident like that? How are you supposed to feel like, you know what, my coaches do not have the confidence in me to even give me a full game when they done gave this dude who couldn't throw the damn ball past 15 yards 2 full games? That gets in the player's head, man. Tony Sanchez, you and your staff got to think about that. You should know that. You used to be a player, dog. Let's move on because I'm getting a little worked up. By the way, don't forget, this game will be on ESPN Plus Saturday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time here in my neck of the woods, man. Y'all be sure to check it out. And hopefully, this team plays with some pride this week. I have a feeling they will. But coaching is going to be very key. I'm going to be keeping an eye on how everything goes down, how prepared they look. Some of the ball, clock management, everything, all that, and what they do at quarterback. So that's how it's going down this week, man. Well, let's move on, man. Let's move on. So we talked a little bit about week 2. Some of the things went down, but let's get into my week 3 predictions, y'all. It is about that time, man. It's about that time. And check this out. I hope y'all don't mind, but I'm going to be writing this down so I can make up my graphic a little later. I have not had the opportunity to look ahead at all these games, but it's week 3, so we still don't know which teams are going on, what's going on. So I'm going to wing it and just call it off the top of my head as I see it. All right. So first of all, the first game we're going to look at here, and I'm sorry I do not have them up on the graphic. I apologize. Told you I was one of those weeks. Anybody want to come on as my producer, set this stuff up for me every week? But you got to work for free. I ain't got the money, man. I ain't got the money. All right, man. Let's go. All right, so NFL week 3. Let's start on Thursday. We got the Pats on the road at the Jets. Patriots have actually played some good ball. And oh, my Rhea's right here, my baby girl. My little fur baby right here, man. My girl Rhea. She wants a little bit of love, so I'm giving her some love right now. She's chilling in here in the AC. All right. Now, go lay down, baby girl. Let me take a drink right quick, y'all. Okay. Patriots at the Jets. I'm still looking at the Jets as a team that I don't know. I don't know Rodgers. I'm still not sold that Rodgers is going to be the old Rodgers. I still think he's going to be better than what we've seen. Patriots been a little bit surprised. They've been playing tough. They're on the road though. So I am going to go with the Jets to win this game. Big AFC East, battle. I got the Jets, okay? That's Thursday night on Prime Video. I think it'll be a low scoring game. I do. I really do. It's going to be a lot of running in this game, man. I like the two running backs from Andre Stevenson, who I have like 3-4 shares of him across my fantasy teams. And then Brees Hall, I got him in 2 other leagues. So now we got, of course, the Ravens at the Cowboys. See, normally, y'all know before this year, I was never picking the Cowboys game. Okay? I was never picking the Cowboys game. I just can't go against my squad. So I'm picking the Cowboys. Ravens come in at 0-2. Lost a couple of tough games. Cowboys won a tough game. Dominated defense. And then it was the complete opposite the second week. I like the Cowboys to win at home. I think they bounce back. I think the defense is going to come back. Same way I was talking about the Aggies defense, but of course, I think the Cowboys defense got a lot more talent. But I like this defense to come back with a little bit of chip on their shoulder, pissed off. Not pissed off at anybody, but pissed off at the way they played last week. They're ready to get out there and just kind of hurting on somebody. And prove themselves and to themselves that, look, no, we are better than what we were against the Saints last week. And I think Zimmer will kind of go back to what he was doing in week 1. So we'll see, though. You're going to have to. That was the whole thing with DeMarvion Overshown, was that they were using him to shadow Watson in week 1. So that's why Watson can never really get going when he was trying to get out there to run. That was training for Lamar Jackson. It's going to be big. It's going to be a very important game for both teams, a very pivotal game for both teams. Much more so for the Ravens, because I think 1-2 for Dallas is a lot different than 0-3 for the Ravens, especially in the AFC. So this is going to be big. That one's going to be 2:25 p.m. here in my neck of the woods, man, here in Mountain Time. So I got the Cowboys winning that game, of course. I don't even need to write it down, but I will. Chargers at the Steelers. Go right through it. I'm going to give you guys the morning games here. I know the Chargers are 2-0. So are the Steelers. Steelers offense does not look good. They've been winning on defense. Do I dare say it? I am picking the Chargers. I don't care. Call it a hot pick like I used to. Call it whatever. I'm picking the Chargers to win this game, y'all. Quentin Johnston. I've been telling y'all. And it looks like he's finally turning the corner this year in his second year. Quentin Johnston. I've been stashing him away in fantasy football. Hey, don't make me look bad, dog. Okay, you're making me look good right now, because last year, y'all know how high I was on Quentin Johnston coming out of college last year. He was a first-round pick. So now he's getting an opportunity in his second year with Herbert to be that guy with DJ Chark injured. And it looks like he's making the most of it for now. But like I said, it's still early. So we're going to see if he can keep that up, okay? Texans at the Vikings. Both teams are 2-0. Vikings, we don't know if they're going to have Justin Jefferson or Addison. We don't know what's going on there. I like the Texans to go on the road and win that game, even if Jefferson is playing. I do. I like the Texans to go 3-0. Eagles at the Saints. I would pick the Eagles here, but not only do I not like that team, but they are playing in New Orleans. Saints right now are just looking so tough. Eventually, somebody's going to figure it out. They've got a new offensive scheme. This is coming from the Shanahan tree. So they're doing a lot of what they did with that West Coast stuff out there on the West Coast with the 49ers type of stuff. So I think eventually, though, teams are going to have more film on it, on what they're doing, and it's going to start to get shut down. I'm just being real. Right now, it's only 2 games in. Okay, people don't have film. No defenses don't have film on preparing for this team with this scheme. the more games they play, the more they will. But I don't like this Eagles secondary, even with the rookies. I do not like it. It's too inconsistent. We saw what happened, how easily they got eaten up on that last drive against the Falcons. So I like the Saints to win this game and go 3-0. After that, I do not know. Because then it's going to be time. The Saints going to have a lot of game film out there. The good defense is going to be able to start planning. But I like the Saints to win this one. Broncos at the Bucks. I'm just going to say Bucks. I don't need to break that one down. Sorry, primo. All right. But Packers at the Titans now. Packers 1-1, Titans 0-2. I think this is the one where the Titans, finally, they are at home. They will get that win, that elusive first win. Titans win that game. Packers, I don't know. We still don't know what's going on at quarterback. All right. Giants at the Browns. Browns 1-1. Giants 0-2. Man, JP, y'all should have won that game against Washington. Got to go with the Browns to win this game. And if Watson starts screwing up, do we see Jameis Winston? Nah, we don't. But I love Jameis, man. He needs to be in the league. I don't care where it is. He just got to be in the league. Bears at the Colts. Ooh, I'm going with Chicago. I do think that the more Caleb Williams starts to get comfortable in this offense, the more we'll start seeing the pass game start to work. That'll open up more of the run game for Swift. I think it starts this week against that Colts defense, or Colts who are 0-2. I think Caleb Williams starts to air it out a little more, and I like them to win this game by double digits. Panthers at the Raiders. Let's just go ahead and mark the Raiders down for a win there. Wait a minute. They got Andy Dalton starting, by the way, now in Carolina. Damn, can y'all believe that? Bryce Young got benched. Last year's #1 overall pick. Y'all gave up so damn much. You could have had Caleb Williams this year without all them picks you gave up. And you go bench the guy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But had to be done, I guess. Had to be done. This guy is not ready. Will he ever be ready? I don't know. This may have stunted his growth, man. For real. For real. But with Andy Dalton, do I dare do it? Do I dare do it? No, I don't. I'm going with the Raiders to win this game, man. Hey, don't surprise me, though, if the Panthers pull it out somehow. For real. All right? Dolphins at the Seahawks. No Tua. I'm going with Seattle at home. Seattle's 2-0. Geno's looking good right now, man. Yeah, I like the way Geno's looking right now. Jackson Smith and Jigba, keep getting him the ball because I got him in fantasy. You know what I mean? We don't know if Kenneth Walker will be back, but Charbonnet did pretty good replacing him last week. So I expect that to happen again if Kenneth Walker is not there. But I like the Seahawks to win at home. Lions at the Cardinals. I am going to go with Arizona to drop the Lions to 1-2. Arizona looked really good last week, man. Oh, finally. You know, after 1 week, remember people, this is why I talk about the overreactions, man. After 1 week, everybody's talking about how Marvin Harrison is a bust. I'm already hearing about Caleb Williams. He's a bust. And then Marvin Harrison went off last week on just a few catches. So that's it, man. But you know what? Kyler Murray, welcome back, man, to a full season in the NFL, dog. You're out there running around, you know, looking like my son when he was a toddler. It was awesome, bro. Without running with the ball, all excited like a little kid. But he's making plays, man. He's making plays. Yeah. Kyler, welcome back. Welcome back, man. 49ers at the Rams. Rams, another injury, by the way. Talked about Nakua being on the IR. Cooper Kupp now goes to the IR. Ouch. I think he's on IR. I know he's going to be out a few games. Stafford is still going to make one of those receivers that's there now, those depth chart receivers, a star. You're going to see it, man. Which one it is, I don't know, but it's not going to be enough to beat the 49ers, even without Debo and CMC. I like the Niners to do it. I think it's going to be a lot of finally Brandon Ayuk in this game and a lot of George Kittle. Okay, maybe even see a lot of Jennings, but I like the Niners to win on the road. So I'm going to go with the 49ers. Lock that one in. Sunday night football. Chiefs at the Falcons. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be in Atlanta. I think the Chiefs lose their first game here. Y'all should have lost this last week. I mean, come on, man. That PI call, that's one that you got to let go if you're the ref. It was that close. But of course, we knew what was going to happen. That's like that fourth down. When I saw the play, I was just waiting for it. I'm like, where's the flag? Not because I thought it was a legit pass interference. Yeah, everybody's got the pictures, with the freeze frame shots. You can do that with so many plays. But when you see it in real time, if it's close enough and they don't call it, fine. This one they should have left alone. But you couldn't have KC losing, man. Come on now. And either way, Joe Burrow's overrated anyways. I said it before. Yeah, I said it again. But I like the Chiefs to lose in this game. I think Atlanta's going to feed off of this big win that they had on the road in Philadelphia. It was beautiful. I loved it. Falcons go to 2-1. Chiefs fall to 2-1. I got Atlanta winning this game. Now, we look at the 2 Monday night football games. Why do they got 2 games on Monday night overlapping with each other? It's the same damn stupid shit that the UFL did this past year when they had games going on at the same damn time. Y'all, first of all, they weren't the NFL, so you can't get away with that. But when you've only got 2 games on a Monday night, why, NFL, are they lapping over? Makes no sense for y'all to do that. Why are you even having 2 games on Monday night? That makes no sense either. First game, Jaguars at the Bills. Bills are 2-0. Jags are 0-2. I'm going with Jacksonville to get their first win on the road here. I know most of y'all are probably saying I'm crazy. Maybe I am. But I think we're gonna get we're gonna get a pretty decent performance from Travis Etienne. I just have a feeling. It's a gut feeling. You know what I mean? And of course, the game to finish up week 3 is those Washington Commanders against the Bengals. I think the Bengals get their first win here. Well, this is going to be in Cincy, by the way, on a Monday night, prime time. I like Joe Burrow. Although I said he's overrated, I still think he is a great quarterback. And when I mean overrated, I mean he's not elite, but he is a great quarterback. And a great quarterback is going to beat this Commanders team because they barely got by Daniel Jones, who is not a great quarterback, who is not a good quarterback either. They barely got by him. So I like the Bengals to win this one big. We'll see if T. Higgins comes back. I don't know if he does, even more so that I'm riding with this pick. I'm going to ride with it anyways. Yeah, because the Commanders do not have anybody that can stop Jamar Chase. That's all I'm saying. So I like Cincy to walk out with a win. Let me know what y'all think, man. Hit me up on my emails or in my social medias. Let me know what y'all think, man. And I know I have not, man, I'm slacking today. I know. If you're watching this on, on YouTube, I have not had my little scroller going on the bottom. But there it is. For all my social medias right there. Y'all can find me on Facebook at Gridiron Nation and the number 1. Find me on TikTok at Garcia.grid. Follow me on there. YouTube, subscribe to Gridiron Nation Podcast 1. Okay, on Instagram at @GGarcia_Gridiron. And find me on X. Follow me on there at the number 1 Gridiron Nation. That is my handle. All right, so y'all help me out. Get my followers up. Get the shares up. And ride with your boy. Help Gridiron Nation grow. All right, because you guys are the heart of it. And I need y'all to help me do that. All right. So it is time for me to get up out of here, y'all. Now, I had a long week, so I didn't get to come up with the message I wanted to. So I'll tell you that for next week. I had one I was mulling over, but I'm not sure how I wanted to put it, So I'm going to leave y'all with the usual message that I do every single week. Okay. And that's going to be the one that I always give you guys because let's be real. It's the main message of this show. You guys know it is, man. It's the message that I deliver to you every single week. That no matter what life is going to throw at you guys this week, I know some of you guys, I talked to some of y'all out there, and I know some of y'all dealing with some things. And even if I haven't talked to you, I know you're dealing with something, whoever you are. I don't know you personally. I know you're dealing with something because we all are always dealing with something. Even if we're happiest in life, there's always one little thing because life is not perfect ever. But whatever it is, however big or small, you can get through it. It's a problem that you can get through it. Some problems you can walk through, okay? Those little problems, you can just walk through them, deal with them, brush them off. But then there's those problems that you cannot, the ones that life is going to keep throwing at you, trying to keep you down, okay? But you got to get back up, and you got to look at it, look at the problem, okay? And then you look at it, you put it in the frame once, and then you say, now it's time for me to figure out the solution. Okay, the problem is the barrier in front of you. The solution is the way you're going to flow around it. That's what you need to find, and you can find it within yourself. You know what I mean? Evolve, adapt to whatever it is life is throwing at you. Because in the words of the great Bruce Lee, all y'all got to do is be water, my friends. I am Gabriel Garcia. This is Gridiron Nation Podcast. I will catch you guys next week, baby. I'll be back next Tuesday. Thank you all for joining me this week, man. Be sure to share the show, get the subscribers up, share the social medias, all right? I am out, familia. Gridiron Nation Podcast. And as always, it's one love, familia. I'm going to see you guys next week, baby. Peace.
Always lyrically blessed, eating all my competition for dinner, cause I'm a winner. Sometimes my heart is sick, but inside lurking a sinner. Better come with a plan, I got my fans in the stands. If you don't know, well, they gon' tell you Wicked One is the man. Who gonna let them know the power coming?